the animator. There are a few things that you should know before you get started with animator. I'm going to demonstrate to you guys how to go and create a building. I've demonstrated this before, but then I would want you to pay attention and then see how this is being done. That's the block. Go and take that one there. When you double click that, it'll allow you to change its size. I'll go and set that as 100. For Y, I will stay with 15. For Z, I will go and set it as 100 and then say push OK. You can look at this in 3D. If you're going to go press that button there with 4 dots on the circle, which means you can start looking at it in 3D now. So once you've done that, you may at any point go say view from front, and then when you push that button back, the green ring goes off, which means that you can now go and add objects again. Now you can set a texture by double clicking that. You go say new, push those 3 dots. Okay, you can set a color. I'm going to go with a color like that, and then say push OK, and then give it a texture. I can also give a texture, which I'm going to demonstrate to you in few minutes. I'm going to go and put the window panes on that floor there. So I'll just use the block. Once I've used the block, what I'll do, double click that. I don't need a Z, so I'll just go and make that as 1. I'll make the Y 8 and I'll make the X 8, and then say, before that I'll go and then say new. Each time you want to give a new texture, you push new and then push those 3 dots, go diffuse. This time I'm going to go and load the texture. I have a choice of texture that I can choose. I'm going to go and use text 5. I'll use that, and then see, that's the texture of the window that I wanted to create. When I look at the whole thing from the top, view from top, this is how it's going to look like. See, it's in the middle of that block there. But then if you're going to go and look at it from the front, this is how it looks. There's a very simple way to go and create many windows at a time. All that you need to do is Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and press the right arrow key. You have created another window. Now you can select both of these windows by pushing this tool, which is a square, right? After selecting Ctrl C and Ctrl V, now you just push the right arrow key, and then you got 4 windows. Now then you have 4 windows. What you could do, again, copy them all together, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, you have another 4 set of windows. Use the right arrow key. Or otherwise, what you can do is just go and push that, and you can carefully drag them. You should be able to drag them. See that? You're pushing the crosshair tool. That's the crosshair tool, for which you need to first select the object, go push the crosshair tool, and then go carefully and then put those windows. You can adjust them very carefully so that you don't have to copy and paste more of those. Just go select it and then adjust them. That way you have windows on the entire floor. Once you're convinced with the amount of windows that you have created, all that you need to do is, I'll just go and quickly demonstrate to you the power of animator, what you could do with it. Now once you created those windows, don't forget to go and select them all. Say they are surrounded by yellow line. Build and convert to A, or just go and then say group. Now that's one entire set of windows. When you're looking at it from top, this is how it's looking. So we would want it to move towards the front. So I'm carefully moving it towards the front. Right? When I carefully move it towards the front, it's there. Put it in such a way that it's partly inside and partly outside the block. Right? Now when you're looking at it from front, view from front, this is how it is. Now we need to move it down so that it goes onto the building. That's where it's sitting. So I will use the arrow key and adjust it. Now when you're looking at it from the top, this is where it is. Now we need those windows on all the sides. Okay, so simply Control C and Control V it. This time again you can use the mouse and then push it towards the back. That's where it is sitting now. How do you know if it's sitting at the right place? Go view from back, you can see the windows. Right? Now you go view from top, Control C and Control V. You got another set of windows. This time what you need to do is, I would want you to pay attention here. Use that semicircle tool. That's used for turning. Now view it from front. So you can carefully turn it. So that's how you turned it. You need to do this only once, because once you turned it, you can use the same set of windows on the left side of that block too. So view from top and carefully use that crosshair tool and move it towards this side. Now you got the windows on this side of the building. If you want to get the windows towards the left, just copy that Control C and Control V it and use the crosshair tool and move it carefully. So if you're looking at it, all this is being done in just 5 minutes. End of the day, you created one whole floor. If you're looking at it, view, front, this is how it's looking. But see, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and push that circle tool, that tool with those tiny little dots. Now that's a whole floor in 3D. Right? I got windows on all the sides. So again, I go view, push front, and then remove that circle, green circle. Now this time I'm going to go select all of them together, build, and what do? Just say group. Excellent. Then Control C and Control V. You now have a whole floor that can move up. So you got one floor there. Then this time you can copy two of them together, Control C and Control V. So once you created those 4 floors, Control C and Control V, then using the crosshair tool, you can move all of them at a time, and you got that. You can zoom out like that when you push that little eye there, and then press the zooming tool. You can zoom out, and once you zoomed out, you can go back to the same position, select all of them, Control C, Control V, use the crosshair tool this time, go like that, right? And again Control V, and again Control V will give you one more set of floors. And what you need to adjust all of them together now. Select all of them. So those set of floors tend to be a little bit towards the side. Yep, I have adjusted that. Select them all and move them a little bit up. Then now build, group. You have one whole building. Now you can zoom in if you wanted to. That's how it's going to look like. Now when you go push that, you have that building. Right, now once you've done that, there's a very, very important thing that I would like to show you. I would want you to pay attention while I'm doing this. That's one object there. Okay, I'll say view from front. I created one building, but always you don't want a regular object. Sometimes you want it to create an object of your kind, right? To be able to do that, so I'll go object new. This time I'll show you how you can modify an object. Say for example, I took that block there. Okay, that's how it looks. Now double click that. I'll go with 400x, y as 100, and z as again 400. This is how it's looking at the moment. I can't modify it. It's got a yellow line if you're looking at. If you want to modify it, you might ask me, why should I modify it? I'll show you in few seconds why you have to modify it. So if you want to modify it, you should go everybody looking at the board, just go push build, convert to mesh. I would want you to be looking at the object and see what line comes up. See, the yellow line turned into a white line, which means you can now modify that shape. How? Go and push those 3 dots. You have now 4 dots which can be moved. So go push that button there, select a dot. Using the arrow key you can move it. Then again select the other dot. Using the arrow key you can move it. Now look at it from right. This is how it's going to look from right. So you have to make it, you have to zoom out a little bit. So that's how it's looking at the moment. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go push the dots again. I could see the 4 dots. Yes, miss?
I was wondering if I could see Ron.
Ron.
Minutes. Ron, come with me for a couple of minutes. Leave your bag there. You'll be right.
Right. Now what I want you guys to do is select that dot there, take it right towards the center, and then see how it's going to transform itself. If it's too slow, just use your crosshair tool. Right. So remember, if you want to modify anything, you have to first double click that and go. You have to go on the top, go to build, convert to mesh. Now that's how it looks from left. If it's looking like that from left, it should look the same from right. View from right. Oh, sorry, that was from right. From left, it looks the same. So I will again zoom out a little bit. Now if you're looking at it from front, that's how it's looking. Now go double click that. Select that and I'm going to go push new. This time I'm going to add a texture, load texture. I'm going to go with the roof. Say open roof, select OK and OK and OK. So you got a roof there. Push that button there and look at it. You got a house roof. Right? Now once you've done that, go view from front. Now it's going to be really very simple for you to go and build the house. All that you need is a block there. Go something similar to that. Double click, new, diffuse, load texture. You're going to go with bricks. Say open, say bricks. Okay, okay, okay. You got a house in front there. Now you need to put a door. To be able to put the door, go with the block, select a size, double click that. So it's got 49, I'll just make it 50. The height, I will just make it 100. See, you don't need a door with that much of width. So I'll just go and then say 2, say okay. It's like that now. Double click, new material, go and select load texture. This time you can go for a nice wooden texture. That's the wood texture. Open it up, select OK and OK and OK. Now see where is it? View from bottom. View from bottom. That's how it looks. So zoom out a little bit. That's where the door is. It's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be towards the front of the building. So I will now carefully move it towards the front of the building. So I'll go carefully move the door. That's where I'll leave. View from front. That's where the door is. Now I will actually bring it down and the door stays there. Now if you didn't like the size of the door, what you could do, you can make it actually smaller like this. See, I'm not able to change the size. Why? Because I haven't converted it to a mesh. So build, convert to mesh. Now it should be able to allow me to change the size. See that? So I changed the size by using that tool there. I will move it carefully and then I will create another door. Simply Ctrl C and Ctrl V. To be able to do the windows, go Create an object like that. Now set the width to 2. Don't worry too much about the X and Y. You can just set it to 30 and 30. Now go double click that. Select new material. Diffuse. Load texture. You could go that window there. Right? Size Windows. Okay. I'm going to go and change the size of it now. I'll just make it 70 by 70. I have a set of windows there. Same thing, view from bottom. Move it carefully like that, somewhere there. View from front. Move it carefully down, that's where it is sitting. Control C and Control V, you got one more. Control C and Control V, you got another one. This time what you could do is go, use the tool. No, you can't change it. Why? Double click or just go build, convert to mesh. You should be able to change it now. Go something like that and put it there. In no time, you have designed a house. So to be able to modify things, remember you have to select the object and you should convert it to a mesh. What if there are not just 4 dots? You wanted more dots. See that? That's a rectangle. Double click that. How many dots you wanted on X? You can go, I want 4 dots. I want 4 dots on Y. So at that time you can say build, convert to mesh. If you're looking at the dots now, see those many dots you have. So you can go and modify them in whatever the way you wanted and then create whatever you wanted from out of that. So if you just wanted to create a if you just wanted to create something cool like that, you can.
What is it?
A garden or a shelter, whatever you wanted to make. A landscaping or something. But on the top, you can also go. See, I'll zoom out and then show you something very interesting. I'll go. Just to make it look cool, you know, you can. It's all your imagination. Whatever you want to do with that, you can. Just leave it on the top there like that. Go double click that one there. Go new material, diffuse. Once you diffused, you can go with any texture that you wanted. Say for example, I'm going to go with a mountain texture, mountain 3. Go like that. Okay. Then I go new, select, diffuse, load texture. This time I'll go with that one there. Text 4. Okay, and okay. Now, then, if you want to look at the whole thing, that's how it's going to look like. Something cool, whatever you want it to do, right? In no time. Right? Go view from front. Get rid of that. All right.